That was weird. Sorry. It usually, whenever we start these things, it says like begin recording, and now it just said recording in progress. Whatever. It's a beer video, and it wouldn't be a beer video, Helen, if there wasn't a hell thunderstorm hanging above my house. I could die by the time this beer video is over, and it's looking like it's nice and sunny where you are.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if you can hear it. Like a cop van and a fire truck just like tore ass down my street. So something's on fire down
Something is
there.
on fire. Yeah, something is always on fire. Somewhere, right? Something's always on fire somewhere. There wouldn't be. What am I talking about? It's been very hot. Was it hellishly hot all week there?
Yeah, it was pretty hot. I mean, I went to the beach today, so
I saw the photos.
thank you.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. It was pretty hot, but not like it's swampy like it can get here.
Yeah. I mean, we were pushing 97, 98 degrees a couple days this week. It was awful. I'm just physically exhausted by it. Uh, I don't know. It takes a lot out of you. And I couldn't walk the dog until like later in the evening, which she was not a fan of. But it's mercifully like 80 today. And it just feels like I live on a different planet now. It's great. I didn't go to the beach. I slept all day because I'm exhausted, and then I went to the supermarket and I did something that's going to upset you.
Oh, you bought a Funko
I
Pop?
did, yeah, yeah. I got mother's milk from the boys. I know, sorry, you can just complete the eye roll. Uh, I don't have much, Helen. I need to. Whoa, sorry. I don't know if you heard that. That was a nice thunder clap. Um, I need something to get like the juices in my brain going. And to me, I guess it's just buying little pieces of plastic that are shaped as things. I don't know. I know. I'm sorry. Why don't we just get into the beer? I know you went first last week because I have the little sticky note up.
That's right.
Yeah, it actually went, it worked. Anyway, this beer has a squirrel on it. It's called That's Nuts. It's a cashew honey. Oh, God, I can't read. It's a cashew brown ale with honey. It's made by Trails Ales, a malt beverage with natural flavors, to 6.2% alcohol by volume. These kids are local, I think. But anyway, that's your can, and that's your squirrel that looks a little bit like he's just done some cocaine. Maybe he has. And we're drinking out of a Green Bank Observatory glass that's a little tough to see just because there's a lot of printing on it and all that stuff. So, oh, let's rip. Oh no, sorry, I got attacked by foam. There's just a bunch of foam that it squirted on me. And I didn't expect it. I didn't think it was going to happen. I should have, I think I may have carried this upstairs a little aggressively. That could be our problem. Let's give it a shot. How's the beach? What happened at the beach?
Oh, it's great. I mostly just hung out with my friend Will and we had like we actually had a really cool discussion about the nature of masculinity, like I do
Yeah,
constantly
yeah,
with my guy friends. As a woman with bro hobbies, it is something I think about a lot. So
yeah. I think that's good beach talk. The rain is getting more aggressive here. Luckily, I'm not plugged into anything. I'm operating on full battery power, so we shouldn't have any problems. Because this thing was ready to burst. This is what we got. Significant head there. It looks darker on the camera than it does in real life. I can't really get a good. It's pretty much like a light colored brown. It's like a caramel color. Um, it just smells like a beer. There's nothing special about the smell, which is fine. Again, it's the beer tasting video. Um, hmm, it's pretty hoppy for a brown ale. Pretty hoppy for a brown ale. I gotta be honest, this tastes strikingly like a Pilsner. Um, it drinks like a lighter beer. I really, for the nut portion of it, and even the honey, I'm really not getting much of that. Um, Honestly, I feel like I'm just drinking a darker Pilsner. Um, it's not bad. Like I'm not. It's not
Your
a.
description to me sounded like it was kind of an elevated Newcastle. You've had Newcastle, right?
Yeah, yeah. That might not be a bad way to put it. Yeah, let's say that an elevated Newcastle. That's not a bad way to put it. Um, Yeah, because like when I say it tastes like a Pilsner, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying it in the sense of like a negative, because like I don't like Pilsners and I generally tend to think that a lot of them are trash. I don't mean that. It's a good tasting beer. It's tastes feels good in the mouth, Helen. Feels pretty good in the mouth. Um, what's that?
Mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel. We haven't said that in a long time. That's what we should have called this instead of it's the beer video. But I have no creativity, so that's the problem. Yeah, I guess I was hoping this was going to be a little more adventurous than it is. Yeah, I wanted this to be a little nuttier. I really wanted to have the honey, I guess, a little more up front. Um, yeah, it's fine. I probably wouldn't get another one. But that's just me. It's not, again, it's not a negative on the beer. The beer is, fine, but I guess I expected a little bit more from a flavor profile. So it's okay. It's fine. Is there stuff? There's looks like there's stuff going off, something going on in the distance, or is it the fire?
Oh no. So I live like kitty corner from a home for troubled teens. So I think they went on an excursion today. So there's a lot of people like going back and forth. So
Those
just like,
goddamn teens. Hey, I'm gonna say one more thing about this beer. It's actually warming up my chest a little bit now. So that part I do like. I do like when a beer makes me warm, even though it's warm now because it's hot. But this might come in handier in the winter. Anyway, for whenever I'm using the nuts I stored. I don't store nuts. At least not nuts that you can eat. Anyway, Helen, shirts.
so actually this one is I'm always like mildly afraid that I'm gonna be taken for some Blue Lives Matter asshole when I
Hmm.
heard it is this is the police force from Mad Max.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Main Force Patrol, Federal Highway Police, maintain right.
Yep. I can see how people would get confused by that if they don't know what it is. Yeah.
No one said that to me, but yeah.
Yeah. I on my battle vest, I had a pin that had the swastika with a circle and a slash through it. And like didn't the dead Kennedys use that? Like the swastika
Yeah.
with a slash, right? So anyway, I was going to a show and I was meeting up with a friend and I see him coming down the street and he gets to me and he was like, "Hey," he's like, "I see that pin is a swastika with a slash through it, and I'm all for it." When I was about a block away, it just looked like a swastika pin. And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Yeah, maybe I'll take that off my jacket." Even though obviously I mean the sentiment of the circle and slash through the swastika, but if anybody would be confused that maybe it's just a real swastika, probably not. So I just took it off the jacket. Um, but shirt wise, I don't think anybody's gonna get me confused. I'm wearing a worm shirt. I cut off the sleeves. Worm, a very strange death metal band out of Florida. Uh,
Mm.
I love them. I think they're one of the I don't know. more interesting death metal bands going right now, and I'm a big fan. And yeah, go listen to Worm. Forever Glade is a great record. That's
Oh,
their
it's
first one.
really
Or not their first one, but yeah, no, it's good stuff. Everything they do, I like. Ah, all right, I think my duties are done. So Helen, why don't you drink a beer?
cool. Okay. It's a wooden ship production. It's
Yes.
black currant sour.
Oh,
So
oh,
like pretty low alcohol, 4.5%. Um, it's their standard can where they've got their fun little logo.
mhm.
Yeah, I got this when I bought all that Hammer Heart. I'm excited about it because I like wooden ship.
I like the color already.
Yeah, me too.
It kind of looks like a cherry 7 Up.
Yeah, just lovely jewel-like red color here. Mm.
Helen, an update. The sun is now out. The storm, it's still raining, but now the sun's out, so I think death may not be near. Hopefully.
We're trying to get a big gay rainbow, I hope.
That'd be nice.
Mm. So I've never had currants like in non-dried form, but
Yeah.
I love this actually. This is a nice tart berry flavor. Sorry, there's like a low-flying plane right now, so I'm sorry.
There's so much stuff going on right now. Maybe the teens are flying it.
Minneapolis is going crazy, like just like all those Fox News watchers told us, it's
Mhm.
absolute whole,
Entire cities are being burned down.
yeah, and the city's actively on fire
Mhm.
currently.
Yep, they all are. Don't worry, they all are. All the Democratic cities are on fire.
Yeah. So this is just a nice tart, very sour. Hmm.
Even the head looks a little. The head's not necessarily white, right? It looks like it's a little purplish or whatever color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think this is I think um what Wooden Ship does pretty good is like just kind of like they don't try to fuck around too hard with like a good formula
Hmm.
and kind of a classic straightforward berry sour. Yeah, I mean, this is just like nice tart berries. That's all I'm really tasting. And that's all I really need to taste.
Yeah. Good color and good taste. That's
Mm,
what we promise you every week. Good color and good taste.
well,
Yeah. You mentioned wait, did you mention Pride Month? Did you say you just said something about that, right? Or am
oh
I
God, really?
did you? Oh my God, I don't know. This is what my brain is doing to me. I was just going to make fun. This is my annual making fun of people to get mad at over Pride Month every month. Like the flimsiest fucking people in the world see a flag and they just lose their goddamn minds and have to go on social media and complain about it. Where's our military month? Well, that just happened. That just happened. Maybe learn something about the military you love so much. That was in May. It was the whole month. And plus, we have another military holiday coming up in November.
I've gotten into recently like reading kind of horror fiction based on World War I. And it's just like it, it's incredible to me how many people are just say like, oh, like fucking like honor the troops. And it's like the minute any guy who was in the army says like, okay, I think I have PTSD, those people are like, pussy, whatever.
Yeah, suck it up. Yeah, I know.
Actually, I'll tell you about the most incredible example of that. So some shit ass like writer wrote a book called Trigger Warning. Ooh, yeah. And the lead character at some point was like, chose the absolute worst example he possibly could and was like, Audie Murphy never needed a trigger warning. I don't know if you know who Audie Murphy is.
I do. He was
Yeah.
my high school history teacher's hero. I'm being serious.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So Audie Murphy was like, I think he was in movies before, but he fought in World War II.
Yeah,
But the thing is, like, Audie Murphy was very open about the fact that he had like extremely bad PTSD.
yeah,
Like, he was kind of a driving force in getting PTSD like recognized as a mental health condition. And like,
yeah,
dude, like did not fuck around with telling people like how PTSD kind of wrecked his life. Like I think in his memoir, he mentioned like how in his sleep he almost shot his wife in the face because like, he had a flashback
yeah,
when he was sleeping and he had a nightmare.
yeah,
So, like if you're gonna like pick a dude who's like a hard ass and like man, it's
yeah,
like Audie Murphy is not the example you want to pick. Like the guy like was pretty straightforward for decades about how like being in a war kind of ruined his life.
yeah, yeah. Well, they don't pay attention to that stuff. I mean, it's like I saw a post today that a friend of mine, and I didn't, I wanted to say worse than this, but it was a friend of mine's page, and it's like I don't want to go. I'm not, I'm not starting fights with people on the internet. Like I'm just, there's no point. But anyway, he just posted something about it being Pride Month. He's gay, and just like his appreciation that like he can live his identity and have this month to, kind of reflect on it. And this person who I guess he's friends with wrote like every time I have to go into the Veterans Center and I see a rainbow flag and I have this stuff shoved down my throat. And I did respond and just said like, well, it's funny that you are bragging about being a soldier and yet a flag brings you to your knees. But what I really wanted to say was, why don't you direct that anger at the party you're voting for? Because he wears a MAGA hat in his profile picture. Why don't you, uh, you know, redirect that vitriol to the party that you support, who fucks you at every turn?
Also, do you not think like veterans are gay sometimes? Like,
No, never. No, no, none of them are. Well, that's why the U.S. military is weak now, because it's all gay people, according to the, you know, fuck sticks on that side. Uh, okay, well, you do it. I'm perfectly willing enough to say that like I don't have the mental and physical makeup to do something like that, like to go into the military. Never had it, never will.
mm,
Uh, and so there's people out there that are willing to do it, and yeah, some of them are gay, some of them are trans. Live with it.
yeah, I come from a heavily military family.
Mm.
At least on my mom's side, like a lot of uncles were in the Marines. Um, that is kind of why, like, the whole support the troops jingoism thing after 9/11, like, never quite sat right with me. Like, you know, knowing the military kind of through my family, it's like, yeah, some people that join the military are motivated by, I guess, like, kind of genuinely, like, good motivations, I guess. I do not see how joining the US military will make you do good at any point, but eh,
Yeah,
whatever. And then some people in the military are just absolute fucking dopes, like the dumbest people you ever met in your life.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I think a lot of them just wanted to go kill brown people. I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't so much like I love my country. It was like, like I'm gonna go spill blood of anybody with brown skin, whether they had anything to do with it or not. So,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. I know they always say like, oh, liberals hate this country. Like, if I hated America, I would vote for Trump. You know? If I hated this place, I would just vote for the worst possible person just to see shit burn down.
I think my favorite is, well, if you don't like it here, just leave. It's like, what do you think I've been trying to do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
looking up every country in Europe and trying to find the one with the most lax immigration laws. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I'm working on
Yeah.
it.
Yep. I just had this week, we just got a new roof put on the house, which was a good time. Um, and the entire group, like they're all like the whole working team, were all immigrants. I'm not sure. I want to say they were, I don't know where they were from. I think they were speaking Spanish. I don't know because I know very little Spanish. I took 4 years of it in school, but none of it took. Um, and they're working in like 97-degree heat and they're just fucking kicking ass. Like did our whole roof in like, I don't know. They got here about, I guess they got started around 8 in the morning. They were done around 4. Just, and I'm looking at this and I'm just like,
Yeah. Anyone who's ever worked in a kitchen can testify, like South American immigrants, like,
yeah, yeah. And I said to the foreman, I was like, I feel bad for all of them. I was like, it's so fucking hot. And like, I feel terrible for them. And he's like, believe it or not, they love it. He's like they're used to this heat from where they live, and he's like they really like it. He's like I'm not saying that, and I'm like no, I mean like they seem jovial, and they seem like they're having a good time. When they were done, it was funny. I was going to take Brody for a walk, and they were cleaning up, and the one guy was just sitting on my wall pounding a Corona. I was like,
hell,
you
like,
buddy,
yeah, actually, my head jujitsu coach, I think I've mentioned this. He grew up in Mexico City, and like when it's hot out, he tends to make fun of us for being cowards. Like, he's just like, look, you guys, I used to play pickup basketball in heat like this, and
yeah,
I do not have any water bottles on hand. You
yeah,
got like get up,
yeah,
fight.
yeah. The one guy that was working was just pounding cans of Coca-Cola the whole time.
Oh, that Mexico too. Got that cane sugar. Good shit.
I don't know. It just looked like a regular can, like a US can. I didn't even look, I don't know. But I kept wanting to be like, "Do you want some water?" Like I got plenty of water I can give to you, but I don't know. You seem okay with the Cokes. Good for you. And my whole
Mm.
point being like, yeah, people being, classically xenophobic and it's like these people, I wanted to say dudes, there was one woman that was on the crew too, but like he just came in and like ripped all that shit off my house in like no time at all. Put my roof back together. I'm like, I, thankful. I'm so thankful you're in my country because, I couldn't do that work,
Yeah.
and so yeah, welcome. Stay here as long as you can because you're doing good work. Well, at least stay here until next year, depending on what happens. Oh my God. Anyway,
Everyone who just like bitches and moans about like me millennials or whatever, it's like I would love to see what would happen to you like after you do what you think is necessary, like you just forcibly eject
yeah,
like the illegals from the country. It's like the US restaurant industry would collapse overnight, I can tell you that
a lot of
much.
the food industry would.
Yeah. I actually live down the street from like a corner where like day laborers kind of hustle for jobs. So
Yeah. Yeah.
just like, God, you bitches would have to like
Yeah.
uh,
You want to go
pay.
work in the fields, do you?
Hmm?
I said, I'm just saying to these people that like want immigrants out, like, you want to go work in the fields, do you? And I know it's not all that. Like, I don't want to, I know it's but those are the grunt jobs that nobody wants to fucking do. And, if you start deporting people left and right, like, yeah, things are about to get really not good because, yeah, like you said, the restaurant industry, the food industry, it's a lot of the service industry. Like, you want to do that? Because, I don't think you have, I don't think you have it.
God, when I first moved here, like, and I was working in restaurants still, and like, thank God I don't do that anymore. One of my coworkers casually mentioned to me that like he worked like 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just sleep 4 hours a night. It's cool. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I complain about some really dumb shit now that I think about it. When I hear that, I'm like, yeah, I complain about some things maybe I should shut up about, but I don't know. Um, let's end this on a good note. What's a good thing we can end on?
Um, hmm.
Season 4 of The Boys is back. I don't want to maybe get too far in that because we're just going to get back into the same material.
Actually, my friend and I were talking about like how much better that show is than the comic. I think we talked about that
We
last
did.
year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. How's the Dragons back?
That's right.
Um,
I still haven't watched season 1. I need to do that.
if you watch people on YouTube like I do, I like watching people on YouTube when I'm doing tasks around the house. Anyway, my point is that the lady that does philosophy too plays a pirate in the new season,
Oh,
so good for her.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that was she's like, yeah, that's the reason I'm looking like pretty buff recently. It's because like I had to do like intense physical training to play this pirate.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah.
Nice. Um, yeah, okay. That's good. We ended on that. That's great. So everybody go watch those shows and go have a beer. It's nice outside and it's not 90,000 degrees anymore. So go enjoy a beer and give those teens a job. All right. Helen, we'll see you next week. If I can stop the recording.